Right now, a 7 Madison police officer involved in a crash on the city's south side last night with the details on what caused it. Also, a newly released report shows evictions in Dane County rose last year. The reasons why are coming up.
And we're going to see some rain to start the work week. I'll have your full forecast, though, coming up.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on this new hour of Weekend Mornings on this Easter Sunday. It's March 31st. We begin outside this morning with Jacob Montesano standing by with your Easter forecast. Good morning, Jacob.
Good morning, Kyle. Taking a look at the sunrise. Pretty nice. You know, we are seeing a lot of cloud cover, but it looks like there are a few breaks in the clouds, so we're able to see a little bit of the sunrise. And overall temperatures aren't going to be too bad today. Right now, they're just slightly above average for what we normally see during the morning. We're having temperatures in the 30s across southern Wisconsin, kind of closer to 40 out near Iowa. But as we go further north up in Eau Claire, you folks are in the 20s right now. Now, we're not seeing anything on radar, but there is a good amount of precipitation in the northern plains across Iowa, Nebraska, South Dakota. This precipitation will move into our area, but the more consistent rain won't move into our region until Monday. So looking at the precipitation forecast for today, we could see some light precipitation, but for the most part, we are expected to be dry, although we are going to be very cloudy today, as highs will be near 50 for a lot of our area. As we get into the evening, there's a better chance for some showers in the far southern portion of the state near the Illinois border, but most of the rain today will stay to the south of Wisconsin, with more consistent rain moving in on Monday. Now, I'll talk more in detail about the consistent rain tomorrow a little bit later, but first, here's a look at your forecast for today. Cloudy skies, high near 50, some calm winds, and really the calm winds will make the temperatures not feel quite too bad. So overall, a pretty quiet Easter before the rain moves in Monday, and I'll have more details on that a bit later.
All right, Jacob, thank you. Top in our news this morning is new video of a crash on Madison's south side. Madison police say the crash is a result of a shots fired call in which the suspect fled. The crash happened near the intersection of Moreland Road and Raywood Road in the neighborhood south of the Beltline. Video here showing an MPD squad car really busted up along with two other involved SUVs. Madison police say their officer was treated and released, and the suspect is now under arrest. Dane County sheriffs are investigating the crash. Dane County landlords filed a record number of eviction cases in 2023, nearly 50% more than the last year and 3 times as many cases as in 2021. That's according to a new report from the Tenant Resource Center. Braden Ross dug into that report and shares what she found.
Tenant Resource Center is present in every single eviction proceeding that happens in Dane County.
A record more than 2,000 Dane County renters faced eviction in 2023.
Rent continues to increase. The available assistance in the community outside of these emergency programs doesn't rise to meet that same need. And the available housing in Dane County doesn't continue to rise as fast as the need that tenants have.
A quarter of those eviction cases were repeat filings. More than 40 households faced eviction twice last year. Another 40 faced it more than 2 times in 2023 alone.
It's becoming more and more true that landlords are filing evictions sooner in the process rather than waiting until a tenant is further behind.
The top 10 landlords with the most eviction filings in 2023 accounted for 20% of all evictions that year. Number 4 on that list, the Meadowlands Apartments, a Far East Side complex that was declared a public nuisance by the city of Madison not even a year after it opened in 2022. At a public meeting about the property in August of last year, Meadowlands ownership argued a big part of the issue was the challenges they faced in evicting people.
I think you should read the Madison guidelines on how difficult it is to evict people in your city.
But according to the Tenant Resource Center, evictions almost always come down to the money.
In this last report, it was 90% of cases filed were just over non-payment of rent.
By providing legal help and pandemic-era emergency rental assistance funding, the Tenant Resource Center and their community partners were able to help dismiss 82% of eviction filings last year.
Prior to the pandemic, you would not see tenants have an attorney in court hardly ever. Through the emergency assistance, we've been able to refer nearly 30% of tenants to an attorney.
But that money is set to run out in 2025.
At that point, the community is going to have some harder decisions to face for what eviction court looks like and what housing looks like in Dane County.
Reporting in Madison, Braden Ross, News 3 Now.
This is all at a time when rent in Dane County continues to rise. According to that same report, more than half of renters in the area are cost burdened by their housing payments. Got some news out of the Coulee region now. A person is in critical condition after a shooting in Buffalo County Saturday morning. According to a press release from the Buffalo County Sheriff's Office at 2:17 a.m., they received a report of a male that was shot at George's Lounge, and that is a bar in the township of Buffalo. Upon arrival, police found the victim with a severe gunshot wound to the abdomen, who they transported to an area hospital with life-threatening injuries. Police are holding the suspect in custody, facing charges of first-degree attempted homicide and probation violation. A Milwaukee police officer was injured Saturday after being hit by a vehicle during a pursuit. WDJT TV reports Milwaukee police officers attempted to stop a vehicle that was wanted in connection to a carjacking and a shooting. During the pursuit, an officer was applying stop sticks when the suspect's vehicle jumped the median. The officer moved out of the way of the suspect's vehicle, but into the path of the pursuing squad car, being struck by it. Police say the injured officer was transported to a local hospital for treatment of serious but non-fatal injuries and is expected to survive. Easter is, of course, today, and with the holiday comes loads of family traditions, all taking place throughout southern Wisconsin. And what's more traditional than an Easter egg hunt? Vitens Gulfland in Madison hosted a free, fun-filled Easter egg hunt for children of all ages, with one parent telling us this.
We came out here and we were a little bit late, so the pickings were a little bit slim, but we each managed to get an egg and it was really fun. So we're really excited that we were able to be out here today.
Seems like a lot of fun. Some of the staff even got in on the action, providing the kids with clues on where to find the eggs. It's always helpful to have that. And what's more magical than horses? Perhaps unicorns, but Icelandic horses are pretty dang close. On Saturday, the Bruce Company in Middleton invited the public to come and celebrate the magic of spring with not one, but 2 Icelandic horses, all getting people in the mood for spring.
We're having really good interactions with people today. I think a lot of people have never seen a horse, or certainly a lot of kids, and they walk up to these guys and they're just instantly at ease, and they realize leaving here today that horses are good and gentle and friends.
You'll only ever see Icelandic horses in Iceland, by the way, and if they ever do leave Iceland, like coming here to Middleton, they can never go back, so it looks like our magical friends are here to stay. If you are looking to do any shopping today on Easter, there are a few closings you should be aware of. This graphic here shows a list of popular stores all closing for Easter. They include grocery chains like Aldi, Costco, Target, and Trader Joe's, as well as other retailers including Kohl's, Lowe's, TJ Maxx, and Five Below. There are, however, some stores that are open today. They include Walmart, CVS, Home Depot, Meijer, and Kroger. But we should also mention, though, that Kroger says to check your local store hours, as those will vary store to store. Time now is 7:07. Still ahead, we take a look at the popularity of buying bunnies around Easter and the problems it can create. And let's take a live look outside of the Capitol again. Jacob will have a full check of your forecast next on Weekend Mornings.
My late father-in-law lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had AMD. I didn't know it then, but it can progress to GA, an advanced form of the disease. His struggle with vision loss from AMD made me want to help you see warning signs of GA, like hazy or blurred vision, so it's hard to see fine details. Colors that appear dull or washed out. Or trouble with low light. That makes driving at night a real challenge. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
Only at Vanguard, you're more than just an investor, you're an owner. That means your priorities are ours, too. Our retirement tools and advice can help you leave a legacy for the ones you love. That's the value of ownership.
Are record high energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today.
You like to keep your beard perfectly groomed, but your hair shavings fly everywhere, and she hates that mess. It's impossible to clean up. Introducing VacuTrim by Bell & Howell, the total body electric shaver that trims your hair and vacuums it up at the same time. VacuTrim has 20 precise trim length settings built in, so you just dial and trim, groom, shape and edge without any messy whiskers in the sink. VacuTrim's ultra-sharp stainless steel blades give you a precision cut, while the built-in vacuum captures all the trimmed hair. VacuTrim's vacuum action is so powerful, just watch how it cleans up all this hair. Don't fumble with attachments. Snap on the guide to shape your beard, edge sideburns, or remove the guide to tame unwanted body hair. Get your VacuTrim for only $39.95, and we'll even ship it to you free. Order now.
Call 1-800-348-9342 or go to VacuTrim.com. So call 1-800-348-9342. That's 1-800-348-9342 or go online to VacuTrim.com.
I'm News 3 Now's Josh Spreiter. I'm visiting the people, places, and events that make this area one of a kind. Tell me what inspires you, and it might be featured on News 3 Now this morning.
In the 608, weekdays on News 3 Now this morning. News 3 Now First Warn Weather is taking you beyond the barometer. Email your weather-related questions to firstwarn@wisctv.com, and our team of meteorologists will give you the answers on News 3 Now, live at 4.
Good morning, everybody. Here's a look at the 3 things you need to know for your Easter Sunday and for the rest of this week. We are going to see some light rain today with more consistent rain expected Monday, and the system may end as a mixed precipitation on Tuesday, and it is possible that that system could last into Wednesday, but I'm guessing it's going to end mostly Tuesday afternoon. So looking at the Easter forecast, cloudy skies are expected. We'll have highs near 50, though. We aren't going to see really any wind, though, so for the most part, conditions aren't going to be too bad, but don't be surprised if you do see a light shower here or there. Now, looking fully at the precipitation forecast, as I mentioned, mostly cloudy skies, and then as we get towards the evening, we could see some rain in the far southern portion of Wisconsin, but most of the rain this evening will stay to the south in Illinois. And then as we get towards Monday, we are expected to see more consistent rain move into southern Wisconsin, and Monday could be one of those days where we see rain throughout the entire day, especially for Madison and areas to the south. As we get into Monday night, we are still expect to see some precipitation across our area, and as we get into Tuesday, we could see some more precipitation and possibly a mixture of snow and rain before the system ends Tuesday afternoon. So we are going to see a decent amount of precipitation, and this also might be our last chance of snowfall. Now, April may have a surprising us towards the end of the month, but right now it is looking fairly mild for the first week and a half of April. Now, as we look at the total precipitation forecast, a lot of our area will see around a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch. A few locations could see a bit more, but in general, the best chance for a lot of precipitation are those areas near the Illinois border. If you notice, just to the south of that border, there is quite a bit of rain expected in northern Illinois. That could easily just creep up into far southern Wisconsin, so Monroe and Janesville, you folks could see a lot more than what is forecasted for right now with just a little shift of the track, so just be prepared for that. But overall, expect around a ½ inch of rain over the next couple of days, not necessarily today, mostly for Monday into Monday night and possibly Tuesday as well. Now, the good news is that we are expected to be dry for the rest of the week, especially towards the end of the week, and temperatures are really going to warm up towards the end of the week into next week. So as we take a look at the 10-day forecast, sunshine is expected for Thursday through Saturday, and by the weekend, we could have high temperatures back near 60. Now, for the start of next week, we could have temperatures near 70. It is going to be very mild next week, but unfortunately, we still got to get through this round of precipitation and cooler temperatures, as highs will only be in the middle 40s, and Wednesday especially is expected to be pretty windy. Excuse me. So Wednesday could definitely feel pretty chilly with that wind. But very nice weather for the weekend, and especially next week, as we do have another chance of rain, looks like on Tuesday. And we also are looking fairly wet next week, as we are expecting another round of precipitation, especially as we get towards the middle of next week. Still too early to say for sure, but the wet trend does look to continue. But overall, that definitely is good news as we head towards growing season, and we don't want a situation like what happened last year with that extreme drought.
All right, Jacob, thank you so much. Now into this, nobody won Saturday night's Powerball drawing, sending the jackpot to nearly $1 billion, just in time for April Fool's Day tomorrow. Monday's drawing is estimated to win someone $975 million, with a cash value equivalent of $471 million. While no one won the big jackpot, at least 4 people last night matched numbers to win $1 million. Last night's winning numbers are 12, 13, 33, 50, 52, and the Powerball of 23. Saturday has now marked 38 consecutive drawings without a jackpot winner. Now a story about the bunny. No, we're talking about that one. We're talking about real rabbits here and how a lot of people try to buy one of their own around Easter time. CBS's Itai Had reports.
Just before Easter, Ben Vanderveer, a father of two, found himself in a hair-raising predicament.
You tell your kids that you're going to look at a house full of bunny rabbits, and that dominates the attention and discussion for the day.
Last year, 9-year-old Delphine and 5-year-old Adrian visited relatives who had a bunny. Since then, it's all they talk about.
Hello.
Which is why Ben decided to take a leap of faith.
The little black nose.
Heading to a rabbit rescue just north of San Francisco for a little bunny bonding.
Good girl.
Save a Bunny founder Marcy Berman says a lot of parents get their kids bunnies for Easter, but raising a rabbit is a lot of work.
My good girl.
It's why rescues get full about 2 weeks after Easter, just as the novelty of having a bunny wears off.
It's been a super crisis in the Bay Area, and it's probably only going to get worse.
According to PETA, about 80% of rabbits bought for Easter will die or be abandoned within the first year.
These rabbits are not wild, and so when you set a bunny free, you're just really feeding the wildlife.
To try and combat the problem, Save a Bunny now offers a foster to adopt program, essentially giving people a trial run for bunny parenthood.
She's about a year old.
At the end of the day, the Vanderveers fall in love with Yvette, a mini lop rabbit with floppy ears. Are you excited about getting a bunny?
Yes. Sure. Yeah.
As for Delphine and Adrian, they're jumping for joy now that they've found some bunny to love.
Pretty.
Itai Had, CBS News, Mill Valley, California.
What a cool story. Well, let's take a look ahead now. The upcoming total solar eclipse will take place 1 week from Monday, and we want to make sure you'll be viewing it safely. After all, our eyes are valuable, and you don't want to create irreversible damage. This morning, Shane Hogan sat down with SSM Health's Dr. Rupa Shah to discuss the #1 rule you should follow when it comes to viewing the eclipse, and that is not looking up without those protective glasses. This is what she says can happen.
This really can damage in a very short period of time the part in the back of your eye called the retina. Remember, the retina is in the back of the eye, very sensitive to light. So even catching the glimpse of the sun as it's kind of, partially covered by the moon and getting that, even just that eclipse there, really could damage that part of the eye, what we call solar retinopathy. So we definitely want to avoid that.
Just some nice tips there for you. And you may be saying, great, now where can I get some glasses to protect myself? Well, you're in the right place. Group Health Cooperative of South Central Wisconsin is here to help. They are giving away 4,000 pairs of free glasses at its clinics from now until the eclipse. Just go in and ask for one. It's that simple. To see a full list of locations where you can get a pair, all you got to do is look for the story online at channel3000.com. Chocolate bunnies cost a lot more this year, and the IRS says it owes thousands of people money. Jared Hill explains in this On Consumer Report.
The IRS is trying to give money to people who didn't file returns in 2020. The agency says around 940,000 people in the U.S. are owed a collective $1 billion. Those people have until May 17th to submit tax returns for a refund from 2020. The average median refund is around $930. Decorating eggs for Easter is still expensive. Egg prices are down from last year, but still almost double the price from 2021. Lower supply is a big reason for this. Millions of birds have been lost to an avian flu. And it's not just the eggs. Chocolate prices are also way up. Cocoa costs have risen around the world this year because of bad weather and higher temperatures in West Africa, which produces more than 70% of the global supply. Those are some of the week's top consumer stories. I'm Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
Well, stick around. Coming up next, it's sports and what you need to know as you head out the door for Easter. Stick around.
Jalen Banks, News 3 Now at 6 and 10, weekends moving forward.
Do not go.
It's free if I do it, babe.
Whoa,
You need the experts.
Let the experts at Feldco make your home renewal project a cinch with free installation on windows, siding, doors, and roofing. Plus, no interest for 5 years.
Free installation ends Sunday. Hurry. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
Need life insurance? SelectQuote found Jacob, 40, a $500,000 policy for only $19 a month. And SelectQuote found his wife, Wendy, a $500,000 policy for only $17 a month.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
If you've been injured in a truck crash, you know what a life-changing experience it can be. What you may not know is that trucking law is extremely complex. We have a powerful team with the knowledge and resources needed to win. Don't wait. Call Gruber Law Offices today. We have a history of top-notch results and over 35 years of winning for injured people. And there's never a fee until we win. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
You were always so dedicated. We worked hard to build up the shop, save for college and our retirement. But we got there thanks to our advisor and Vanguard. Now I see who all that hard work was for. It was always for you. Seeing you carry on our legacy, I'm so proud.
At Vanguard, you're more than just an investor, you're an owner, setting up the future for the ones you love. That's the value of ownership.
Meet Madison Magazine's Chef of the Year. Learn why Jamie Brown Sukasumi earns raves for her next-gen take on Southeast Asian cuisine. And visit a local farm that brings you closer to the food you eat. Madison Magazine online and on newsstands now. Madison Magazine presents The City Guide, your ultimate resource for Madison area adventures. With inside tips on where to eat, what to do, and places to see. Available now on area newsstands or online at madisonmagazine.com.
Learning to play better golf can be a challenge for anyone, so let PGA professional Joel Weitz improve your play the fundamental way with simple 1-minute golf tips. Fridays on News 3 Now at noon. Brought to you by Vitent Golfland. News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
With just 9 games to go in the NBA season, it's getting to be that time of the year where the best separate themselves from the rest. And after losing 2 straight, the Bucks look to get their back on their winning ways in Atlanta. We pick things up here in the second half. Bucks leading big, and they use some defense and turn it into offense. And when Giannis has a head of steam like that, just get out of the way. Just what an amazing play there. And then later, Milwaukee was up 14. Giannis tucks them in and says good night. Bucks would win it 122 to 113. The Brewers are back in action Saturday after getting an opening day win in New York a day earlier. The feud from the opener spilled into yesterday's, with Rhys Hoskins wasting no time becoming a Brewers folk hero. His slide started a brawl on Friday and then yesterday, but the crew alongside him took his anger out on the ball, ripping a 2-run single to left, and the Brewers jump out to a 3-0 lead. But Hoskins was just getting started. Third inning was 1 on, and then this beauty. Hoskins goes 3 for 4 with 4 RBIs. And check this out, in the 7th inning, Yohan Ramirez throws it way behind Hoskins. And speculate as you'd like, but that seems intentional. The ump thought so too. He was ejected. Brewers would go on to win it 7-6. And Andrew will have much more in sports coming up in our next half hour. Now let's check in with Jacob for your Easter Sunday forecast. Hi, Jacob.
Hey, Kyle. Now let's take a check at the drought monitor. Now this was updated last week, but I just want to point out that a lot of our area, at least in the southeastern portion of the state, not dealing with the drought right now, but there is still a severe drought to the northwest of Madison, between Madison and La Crosse, with abnormally dry conditions across a lot of the central portion of Wisconsin. Now looking at the rain chances, we have a good amount of rain expected for the next couple of days, but we are expected to be dry for the rest of the week, especially towards next weekend. However, looking a bit further, as we look at the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook, it appears that our area could see above average precipitation. Now this is for next week, and temperatures will also be fairly mild during that time, so it will mostly be in the form of rain. Now here's a look at the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook during the same time frame. Again, we're expecting some very mild temperatures as we could see those highs back near 70. And so if it does precipitate, it will likely be in the form of rain. Too early to say for sure if we will see severe weather, but my guess is the ingredients could be there. So we'll have more details on that as we get closer. Now here is a look at your Easter Day forecast. We're going to see cloudy skies throughout the day. Temperatures will peak around 50. A light shower is possible, but for the most part, we're going to remain dry.
All right, Jacob, thank you. It's been nearly 4 years since the murder of George Floyd in Minneapolis. An area near where police killed the 46-year-old is known as George Floyd Square. And city leaders say they should have plans in place for the future of that intersection by the end of the year. In the meantime, they held a meeting with community members on Thursday to get their input. Jason Rantala was there at the meeting and has more.
The community is trying to do this all together and not just, it's got to be my way. No, it's got to be my way.
Fee Kalar has been coming to George Floyd Square every day since 2020, helping clean up and meeting with people in the area. Fee attended Thursday night's meeting at the Sabathani Community Center. The dinner meant to gather a more community-centered vision for the future of George Floyd Square.
What I would want to see with the property is maybe preservation steps, taking the steps to make sure stuff is taken care of that people put their energy into making here.
Planners say the vision would both honor George Floyd, incorporating memorials and art, while ensuring that the area accommodates foot traffic, cyclists, transit, and nearby businesses.
The middle of the square, it should be more traffic safe, but some of the things might need to get pushed back, unfortunately.
We actually started off right after George Floyd and all that, the pandemic and all that.
Shamar Steele and Jordan Thinnell work in the area at the restaurant Just Turkey.
I feel like a better investment into this area would bring more positive people around there, you know.
I just feel like they need to clean up the streets, you know, things that ain't supposed to be there, people that ain't supposed to be there.
The two say it's about finding a balance.
This block right here changed the world, you know, and for us to change that, I don't think that would be a good idea.
The city says their purchase of the People's Way property last summer will help plans move forward. They say that all the pieces are in place to implement a final vision by 2025.
And there are plans to hold workshops throughout the year to better define the future of the square. Well, coming up next here on Weekend Mornings, we're going to run through the morning's top stories. We'll be right back.
The Honda you want is here. Driving the moment with the rugged and capable Ridgeline, Passport, and Pilot. Find your adventure with great offers now available on the Honda you want. All from the 2023 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into your local Honda dealer today.
Are record high energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today.
Wendy's Orange Dreamsicle Frosty, this takes me back, man.
It's like taking a trip down memory lane.
I didn't know they sold Dreamsicles on memory lane.
For the flavor that takes you back, get Wendy's new Orange Dreamsicle Frosty.
We went to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison last night.
I don't really get how the jackpots work.
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison actually has had multiple million-dollar winners.
There are linked progressive slot machines at the same casino where local players increase the jackpot amount.
And a standalone progressive jackpot increases when a player plays on an individual machine that isn't linked to any other machine. Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. More ways to win. Find your perfect jackpot.
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Certain this is gonna work?
Nothing to it.
For Imprint certain?
Certainty matters. 4imprint is your home for promo gear to wow clients and inspire your team. Check out 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Only at Vanguard, you're more than just an investor, you're an owner. That means your priorities are ours too. Our retirement tools and advice can help you leave a legacy for the ones you love. That's the value of ownership.
Campaign 2024 is heating up in battleground Wisconsin, and News 3 Now is bringing you complete team coverage throughout this crucial election year. From the candidates to the issues that matter to you, the voters. Campaign 2024 on News 3 Now, moving forward. News 3 Now First Warn Weather is taking you beyond the barometer. Email your weather-related questions to firstwarn@wisctv.com, and our team of meteorologists will give you the answers on News 3 Now, live at 4.
Monday at 10, a Madison property owner shocks tenants with a huge rent hike.
Like a 20 to 40% total rent increase.
See how residents are reacting and hoping to spark a change with a call for action. Monday on News 3 Now at 10.
Right now, a newly released report shows evictions in Madison rose last year. The reasons why are coming up. Plus, a Madison police officer involved in the crash on the city's south side last night with the details on what caused it.
And we have some rain for the start of the work week. I'll have the full forecast, though, coming up.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on Weekend Mornings. I'm Kyle Pazorski here in Madison. Let's take a look outside this morning with Jacob Montesano for your Easter forecast. Good morning, Jacob. Nice to see you on this Easter.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been on this shift again, but it's good to be back. And overall conditions today are not too bad. We are seeing cloudy skies. Temperatures will be fairly close to average, but we're not expecting to see a ton of rainfall. Now, right now, we're seeing mostly cloudy skies, temperatures in the 30s, and a lot of our area currently seeing temperatures fairly close to average. It is a bit cooler as you get further north towards the central portion of the state, as you folks near Eau Claire, Camp Douglas, right now in the 20s. Looking at the current radar, mostly dry. There is some rain in northeastern Iowa. And looking at the radar expanded a bit further, there are some showers and snow showers in the northern Great Plains. That rain and snow is expected to move into our area, but not necessarily for today. We could see some light rain, but we are in general going to remain dry. But if you do have any outdoor plans for Easter, don't be surprised if you see a light shower here or there. Now, as we head into the evening hours, more consistent rain is possible in the far southern portion of the state near the Illinois border, but most of the rain today will stay to the south of Wisconsin. Now, as we get into the day on Monday, more consistent rain will move into our area, and Monday does look to be pretty rainy, but I'll talk about that in just a moment. First, here's a look at today's forecast. Plenty of cloud cover, especially during the afternoon hours. Highs will be near 50. Winds are going to be very calm, so it'll be fairly comfortable. Obviously, it would be nice to get a little bit of sunshine, but we're not going to see any winds, and temperatures will possibly reach the 50s. So I would encourage you folks can spend time outside if they don't mind some chilly temperatures. Definitely bring a coat or something, but it's not going to be too bad. Better than a rainy day and better than a windy day. I can say that for sure. But we are going to see that rainy day for Monday. I'll talk more in detail about that a little bit later.
All right, Jacob, thank you. We'll check back in just a bit. Now moving on to our top stories this morning. A record number of evictions were filed last year in Dane County. That's according to a newly released report from the Tenant Resource Center. They say eviction filings in the county were up nearly 50% compared to those in 2022. In total, landlords filed for eviction more than 2,500 times last year, and they are doing it sooner than in the past.
It's becoming more and more true that landlords are filing evictions sooner in the process rather than waiting until a tenant is further behind.
And according to the Tenant Resource Center, evictions almost always come down to the money, saying that this latest report found 90% of cases filed were just over non-payment of rent. To read the full report, just head to channel3000.com. A person is in critical condition after a shooting in Buffalo County Saturday morning. According to a press release from the Buffalo County Sheriff's Office, at 2:17 a.m., they received a report of a male that was shot at George's Lounge, and that is a bar in the township of Buffalo. Upon arrival, police found the victim with a severe gunshot wound to the abdomen, who they transported to an area hospital with life-threatening injuries. Police are holding the suspect in custody, facing charges of first-degree attempted homicide and probation violation. We have new video this morning of a crash on Madison's south side. Madison police say the crash is a result of a shots-fired call in which the suspect fled from. The crash happened near the intersection of Moreland Road and Raywood Road in a neighborhood south of the Beltline. Video here shows an MPD squad car busted up along with two other involved SUVs. Madison police say their officer was treated and released. The suspect is now under arrest, and Dane County sheriffs are investigating the crash. AT&T says the company is investigating a data leak put out on the dark web about 2 weeks ago, saying early analysis has found millions of current and former customers' data was impacted. In total, it includes approximately 7.6 million current account holders and, get this, 65.4 million former account holders. The company said the data set appears to be from 2019 or earlier, and say it is not yet known whether the data originated from AT&T or from one of its vendors, going on to say the incident has not had a material impact on its operations. The source of the data leak is still being assessed, and those impacted are being contacted. Work is now being done to clear the wreckage from the collapsed bridge in Baltimore. Officials promise to reopen the Port of Baltimore as soon as possible, even at reduced capacity. Bradley Blackburn has the latest on the recovery.
Sparks are a sign of progress at the Francis Scott Key Bridge. On Saturday, demolition crews began the difficult and dangerous process of cutting up the wreckage, the first piece of a massive project to remove an estimated 2,000 to 3,000 tons of twisted steel. It's blocking the Port of Baltimore and preventing the recovery of the remaining victims.
We need to continue to focus on recovery. Second, we need to clear the channel and open vessel traffic.
To help with that task, the largest floating crane on the eastern seaboard is now on site, one of 7 cranes deployed. Officials hope to open a temporary channel to get smaller ships moving back in the port.
Even if it's not the deep draft, we want to take advantage of that opportunity.
The Port of Baltimore is the 9th busiest in the nation, and the cargo it would normally handle is now being rerouted.
That cargo is going to keep moving.
Stephen Edwards with the Virginia Port Authority says East Coast ports are successfully absorbing that extra traffic and limiting economic ripple effects.
I think the economic shock is local. It's not across the region, and it's not across the nation.
But thousands of port workers are now waiting.
We're all wondering how long it's going to take to clear the main channel so we can get ships back in so we can work.
The port generates over $5 billion in worker wages. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News.
Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen estimates replacing the bridge could cost more than $1 billion and may be fully covered by federal emergency funds, as well as any liability from the ship owners. Looking overseas, Pope Francis presided over the Easter Mass at the Vatican this morning, even as the 87-year-old pontiff canceled engagements over the past weeks while recovering from what has variously been described as colds, bronchitis, and the flu. Although the Pope pulled out of the Good Friday service, he has been leading the Holy Week liturgies. Easter is, of course, today, and with the holiday comes loads of family traditions, all taking place throughout southern Wisconsin on Saturday. And what's more traditional than an Easter egg hunt? White-Ten's Golfland in Madison hosted a free, fun-filled Easter egg hunt for children of all ages, with one parent telling us this.
We came out here and we were a little bit late, so the pickings were a little bit slim, but we each managed to get an egg, and it was really fun. So we're really excited that we were able to be out here today.
Some of the staff even got in on the action, providing the kids with clues on where to find the eggs. Always nice to be helpful there. And what's more magical than horses? Well, perhaps unicorns, but Icelandic horses are pretty close. On Saturday, the Bruce Company in Middleton invited the public to come and celebrate the magic of spring with not one, but 2 Icelandic horses, all getting people in the mood for spring.
We're having really good interactions with people today. I think a lot of people have never seen a horse, or certainly a lot of kids. And they walk up to these guys and they're just instantly at ease, and they realize leaving here today that horses are good and gentle and friends.
Hey, by the way, you will only ever see Icelandic horses in Iceland, and if they ever leave Iceland, they can never go back. So it looks like our little magical friends are here to stay. Well, time now is 7:38. Still ahead, we take a look at the drunkest states in the country. Plus, Jacob has a check at your Sunday forecast.
During Sleep Awareness Month at Steinhafels, get a Tempur-Pedic Queen mattress for only $52 per month, plus $300 in Steinhafels cash. Tempur-Pedics are designed to make aches and pains a thing of the past by supporting the body as no other mattress can. Upgrade to the Tempur-Breeze and sleep up to 10 degrees cooler for just $96 per month. Make the connection between better health and sleep at Steinhafels. Shop in-store or online at steinhafels.com.
always so dedicated. We worked hard to build up the shop, save for college and our retirement. But we got there thanks to our advisor and Vanguard. Now I see who all that hard work was for. It was always for you. Seeing you carry on our legacy, I'm so proud.
At Vanguard, you're more than just an investor, you're an owner, setting up the future for the ones you love. That's the value of ownership.
Been there, done that, messed around. I'm having fun. Don't put me down. I'll never let you.
With Allegra, allergies won't hold me back.
I won't let you.
Allegra starts working 2 times faster than Claritin, and unlike Zyrtec, won't make me drowsy. Nothing beats Allegra. It's the fastest non-drowsy 24-hour allergy relief.
Dad, are you certain this is gonna work?
Nothing to it.
Are you for Imprint certain?
Certainty matters, like the certainty of 4imprint, your home for high-quality promotional gear, including exclusive items and brands they love. Printed perfectly and guaranteed to arrive on time. To wow your clients, nail your next event, or inspire your team, check out 4imprint.com.
4imprint for certain.
This is Kathy. She's about to see her dentist. She's afraid. Not because of the drill, but because of the bill. A big bill. But Kathy doesn't need to be afraid, and neither do you, thanks to affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. It's easy to get this coverage. Don't believe me? Call or go online for all the details. You can even have this free information kit. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance. It helps pay for over 400 procedures. That's a lot. I'm talking cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures. Bottom line, you'll have help paying for routine care and expensive major work. But if you want deductibles, forget it. There aren't any. No annual maximum either. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Stop fearing the big bill. Start saving at the dentist. Call now or go to sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
Let's check out some of the weather photos, of the day. This first one was sent in by Linda, clearly walking through some woods, and I really enjoyed the sun streak in the camera as it kind of peeks through the woods. Thank you, Linda, for submitting your weather photo. And our second photo was sent in by Gwen from Crawford County, showing a very nice sky formation. Looks like this was either, looks like it was during the sunset time. And I have to be honest, the sunset the last couple of days has been very nice. So thank you, Gwen, for submitting your photos. And if anyone likes to submit their own photo, you can through our website. Go to channel3000.com, click on the weather tab, scroll down past the 10-day forecast until you see post your own. It is as simple as that. Now here is another look at your Easter forecast. It's going to be a fairly quiet day. We're going to see plenty of cloud cover, so unfortunately there's not going to be a lot of sunshine, but we are going to see calm winds and mostly dry conditions as we are going to see just a very small chance of light rain. So overall, fairly comfortable. You know, obviously temperatures could be a little bit warmer, but they're not going to be too bad. Pretty close to average for this time of year, as they'll peak around 50. But again, not going to see a lot of wind, so that will make the temperatures not feel any colder.
Jacob, thank you. Well, is this any surprise? A new study has issued rankings for the places with the heaviest drinking problems, and Wisconsin was ranked #1. The report by the University of Wisconsin Population Health Institute shows 1 in 6 American adults are considered binge drinkers. It's all based on 2021 data, so maybe there's some pandemic influence there. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention defines binge drinking as 4 or more drinks in one sitting for a woman and 5 or more among men. Women are considered heavy drinkers if they consume 8 or more drinks in a week, while men would have to knock back 15 or more drinks in a week. Wisconsin is followed by the District of Columbia, Montana, North Dakota, and Iowa as the drunkest states. Airbnb is making some big changes to its cancellation policy to better cover unforeseen events. The online property rental company says it will provide cancellation and refund support for guests when unexpected major events occur. Those can include natural disasters, government travel restrictions, or weather events that could impact a renter's ability to stay at a location. The new policy overrides a host-owned cancellation policy, but it doesn't cover all incidents, including injuries or illness, or even government obligations like jury duty. The updated policy will go into effect for all reservations on June 6th. And many UPS package sorters could soon be out of a job. The parcel carrier plans to close 200 sorting centers over the next 5 years. The company calls it Network of the Future. It's expected to save $3 billion per year by 2028. It comes as UPS is forecasting double-digit profit margin growth by 2026. That projection comes just a few months after Teamsters won massive raises during high-profile contract negotiations this past summer. Well, still ahead, Andrew will check in with Saturday's news and sports. Plus, let's take another live look outside at the Capitol building this morning. Jake will have your full forecast next on Weekend Mornings.
Sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Only at Vanguard, you're more than just an investor, you're an owner. That means your priorities are ours, too. Our retirement tools and advice can help you leave a legacy for the ones you love. That's the value of ownership.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors for 35 years. Call today for free information.
Call 800-550-5543.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Take advantage of exceptional financing at your local Cub Cadet dealer today. To find the dealer near you, visit cubcadetdealers.com.
You know what's brilliant? Boring. Think about it. Boring is the unsung catalyst for bold.
What straps gold to a rocket and hurtles it into space? Boring does.
Boring makes vacations happen.
Early retirement's possible. And startups start up. Because it's smart, dependable, and steady. All words you want from your bank. For nearly 160 years, PNC Bank has been brilliantly boring, so you can be happily fulfilled. Which is pretty unboring if you think about it.
We forge steel bars that hold up bridges, propel ships, and send rockets into space. But for years, China's been lowballing their prices, so it's been tough to compete.
We can't let China steal Wisconsin jobs, so I wrote a law to require American infrastructure projects use American iron and steel.
Tammy Baldwin got President Trump to sign her Made in America bill. And then she got President Biden to make it permanent.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message.
Tammy Baldwin has our back.
Campaign 2024 is heating up in battleground Wisconsin, and News 3 Now is bringing you complete team coverage throughout this crucial election year. From the candidates to the issues that matter to you, the voters. Campaign 2024 on News 3 Now, moving forward.
Our community is full of wonderful, giving people. Tell us about the good you see. Go to Channel 3000 or post it using the hashtag Do Something Good. I'll share your stories on News 3 Now. Let's do something good.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Good morning, everybody. Here's a look at the 3 things you need to know for your Easter Sunday and through the first half of next week. We'll see some very light rain today, but a lot of our area will remain dry. By the time we get to Monday, though, we are expected to see more consistent rainfall with kind of a mixed precipitation for early Tuesday. Now, here's a look at the forecast for today. Cloudy skies, highs near 50. Light rain, but for the most part, we are going to stay dry. The good news is that we really aren't going to see any wind. Now, here's a look at the precipitation forecast. The best chance for rain today will be in the evening hours for the far southern portion of the state, but most of the precipitation today will stay to the south of us. As we head into the overnight hours, we are expected to see rain develop, especially towards Monday morning. And Monday just might be one of those days where we see rain throughout the entire day, especially for Madison and areas southward. The further north you go, the less rain it looks like you could see, but still expect to see some rain around La Crosse nonetheless. And as we head into the overnight overnight hours Monday, we are still expect to see some scattered showers, especially for areas near the Wisconsin-Illinois border. Now, this system may even linger into Tuesday, and the system may end as a mixture of rain and snow. Since temperatures will only be around 40 and the winds will be coming out of the north, it could bring in that cold air, cold enough to have some snow form. But it does look like the system will clear out of our area by the time we get to Tuesday afternoon. Total precipitation will be around a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch for a lot of our area. A few locations could see isolated amounts higher if we do see some pockets of heavy rainfall, but overall, a lot of the region expect to see a pretty consistent rainfall. But if the system tracks just a little bit further north, areas near Monroe, Janesville could easily see up to an inch. As you notice, south of Wisconsin, a lot more rain is expected near Chicago. Now, as we go towards the end of the week, we are expecting dry conditions. So here's a look at the 7-day precipitation chances. Very likely the next couple of days. But then for the end of the week, we are expected to be very dry, and temperatures will also warm up as we head towards the weekend. So here's a full look at the 7 to 10 day forecast. Sunshine for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in La Crosse, and highs could possibly hit 60 by Saturday and Sunday of next weekend. And the temperatures will warm up even further for the start of next work week, as we could see high temperatures near 70 again. However, it does look like next week is going to be pretty rainy. Now, here's a look at Madison's 7 to 10 day forecast. Rain expected tomorrow, mixed precipitation, especially early for Tuesday. Windy Wednesday, as temperatures will remain in the 40s, upper 40s for Thursday, around 50 for Friday, upper 50s for Saturday, and then we could be in the 60s by Sunday, especially by the beginning of next work week. But as I mentioned, next week does look to be fairly wet, as we are expecting to see more rainfall across our area.
With 9 games to go, it's getting to be that time of year where the best separate themselves from the rest. And after losing 2 straight, the Bucks look to get back to their winning ways in Atlanta last night. We picked things up in the second half, Milwaukee leading big, and they used some defense to turn it into offense. That's where Giannis comes in with a head of steam and just get out of the way of the freak. He slams it down, and the Bucks are clipping the Hawks' wings. And then later, Milwaukee up 14, and Giannis tucks them in and says good night. I mean, come on. Giannis showing his otherworldly bunnies the night before Easter. Bucks win it 122 to 113. My favorite thing about baseball being back is that after watching the Brewers win on opening day, we got to wake up yesterday again and watch more baseball. What more could you ask for in life? The feud from the opener spilled into this one. Rhys Hoskins wasting no time becoming a Brewers folk hero. His slide started a brawl in the opener, but the Brewers first baseman looking to take out some anger on a baseball here. Rips a 2-run single to left, and the Brewers take a 3-0 lead. But Hoskins was just getting started. 3rd inning. See you later. There she flies. Hoskins went 3 for 4 with 4 RBIs, but he still wasn't done. 7th inning, Yohan Ramirez throws it behind Hoskins. Speculate as you like, but to me that looks pretty darn intentional. The ump thought so too. Pitcher was ejected, but the Brewers certainly were not. They win it 7-6. Wisconsin softball finally playing at home, and they had Madison softball GM Sam Rubin throw out the first pitch at Goodman. We're underway. Nebraska with 1 on in the first, and Ava Bredwell puts a charge into that ball. It would score a run, and the Huskers jump out to an early lead. But here come the Badgers, trying to respond in front of a big crowd braving the cold, and Ellie Hubbard, she gave them what they came to see. Drives in a run to tie up the game. But in the end, it just wouldn't quite be enough. Nebraska goes on to win it. 7-3 is your final score. We finished in the Gallery Classic out in California. A few of our own competing in it. Steve Stricker had a strong front 9, but struggled for his own standards on the back half. The Edgerton legend looking for a birdie on 13 and cannot connect. Stricker shoots 3 under on the day. And then Jerry Kelly had a little bit of a weird deal on 18, had to use an extra stroke on the hole. And then he's just trying to keep his head above water. Really does a good job to stay up and keep his head above water. Finishes nicely, gets the par, and Kelly and Strick finish the day 7 under. They enter today, Easter, tied for 6th. That's your morning sports fix. Have an electric Easter day.